Hello and welcome to a Simpsons review. Coming towards the end of this 20th season, and we desperately need a pick-me-up because it's been nothing but a sea of meh and crap for the last 5 or 6 episodes. But this time, we actually finally got a good episode, a very good episode. Hallelujah! 22 for 30 joins the likes of Behind the Laughter in that it focuses on the aping of a specific style, in this case a documentary 30 for 30, just as much as it concentrates on the story and the jokes. So even if the episode ends up feeling a little lackluster, the presentation alone is enough to prop it up and put it outside of the realm of being outright bad. 22 for 30 chronicles Bart's time as the town's superstar basketball player, as well as his subsequent downfall. And it's all started after a needlessly complex prank lands him some detention time with Skinner, where he develops a taste and a talent for throwing crumpled up pieces of paper into a bin.
You know I see her all the time, everywhere I go, and even in my dreams I can scheme a way to make her mine. Cause I know she's living fat, her boyfriend's tall and he plays ball, so how am I gonna compete with that?
As you'd expect, Bart becomes very entitled and arrogant, something that can often make him come across as very unlikable, but in this case it's done with a light enough touch where it's not a problem. Plus there's also the fact that the adults around him are placating his attitude, so it becomes partly a case of enabling. But the star, as I've already mentioned, is the presentation. How the episode edits together these segments of Superstar Bart and the related interviews is really, really good. Keeping things fresh by switching up who's being interviewed so there are different angles on the situation, as well as playing with the information on the character Chiron cards. The story itself is good, but it's not top tier by any means. Then again, it doesn't really need to be. Using all the camera tricks and visual effects that these documentaries tend to have at their disposal, applying them to vaguely related clips that take things in a very absurd and strange direction in many cases. It's a fairly breezy episode as well. It moves things along at a brisk pace without sacrificing too much regarding the story. Like several clips of Bart's dealings with Fat Tony and the whole point shaving thing.
What's this for?
You've made a lot of people rich. Just wanted to give you a taste.
Ay, caramba!
Or tackling the documentary style of manipulation with Homer and Bart both vying for control of who the protagonist is.
So, I guess this is where I break down and cry. Hey, I'm the one who's supposed to cry.
No, this is my story. Tighten on me.
Tighten on me!
While the pacing very much suits the flow of this episode, it does come at the cost of some heart. Not that the episode doesn't have any at all, there is one scene in particular where Homer and Bart make up after Bart decides to stop being a patsy for Fat Tony with the point shaving that has some part to it.
I'm sorry, Dad. I was a jerk.
The good thing about being a kid is you get to make mistakes so you don't make them as an adult.
Thanks, Dad. But don't you still make mistakes?
The best one was you, son. Oh.
But it is stung a little by the quick nature of the editing and build-up. Having pointed out all those issues as being potential problems, I don't really see them as being much of an issue at all because that's clearly not what this episode was going for. And those potential issues aren't indicative of the overall story quality of this episode because there's a level of focus to this that is often seldom seen in this show. It flows perfectly despite the speed of it all, and there's no pointless sidetracks, no B-plots, none. It's a Christmas miracle. I mentioned before that it's also pretty funny. In fact, I think it's very funny, and I think that's down to the quick nature of the pacing, which allows for more of a rapid-fire approach to jokes. There certainly are misses, but there are definitely a lot more hits. The use of editing when it cuts to Marge helping out Bart with basketball.
I was so proud of Bart. I did anything I could to help him practice.
Lou revealing many of Fat Tony's secrets.
Keep quiet about what, boss? The man Spanks you wear? Your high school nickname, Robert the Zero? The way you cried at Toy Story 2? That's not even a sad one. What?
When Bart said he was Milhouse scared and the cut back to Milhouse was brilliant.
I was scared. Milhouse scared. Why do you keep cutting to me?
And again, Millhouse's early inclusion as the anonymous voice was just classic House.
Bart had no idea where it would lead. This voice is scaring me. I need puppy goo-goo.
Safety kiss. I think I'll be okay.
I love you. Ah!
Like I already said, the way it marries the quick pacing allows for the rapid fire joke nature, and it becomes a case of if one misses, there's always another one on the way anyway. The wrap-up involving Lisa could be construed as easy, sudden, and ridiculously coincidental were it not for her involvement in the episode earlier. With it tying in a kind of subplot, but not really, where Lisa is being given the task of an essay on the school's new hero, Basketball Bart.
You can be an accessory to a crime, you know. Are you letting your anger at Dad make you into a patsy for the mob?
Hey, Bart Simpson is nobody's patsy.
Hey, Bart, Fat Tony says to win by less than 6 points.
Because I think it stands to reason that her journalistic integrity and jealousy of Bart would coincide to make her uncover the truth and find these revelations naturally, as it becomes a case of switching from trying to uncover secrets and dirt on Bart to helping him out when she finds out just how much trouble he's in. So while it is a little Deus Exy, it is informed. It was a bit of a grower for me over the course of a few views because I wasn't entirely sure what I thought of it the first time, but you know, after a while I started to appreciate just how good it is. You know, it runs the breadth of the Simpsons style comedy all the way from visual gags to witty lines. The pacing is brisk, so it matches that approach to jokes. The presentation of what it's parodying is on point, absolutely perfect. And there's no unnecessary B-plot whatsoever. I mean, that's incredible. Thank you for that. You know, it's up there with some of the best modern day Simpsons, and that's all you can really ask. 22 for 30 was a much needed slice of goodness from this show. It brilliantly apes the sport documentary style of 30 for 30 with the Simpsons flavour on top. Probably the funniest episode of the season, possibly, and has a story conviction that I wish we would see more from this show. Its few story issues and the odd poor joke are minute problems compared with how much it gets right. What did you think? Enjoy? Yay? Nay? Let me know. Until next time.
Wow.